welcome to Healthy Happy Hour, because that's what we're all about tonight is being healthy and happy, right? So your hosts for tonight are the world famous Andy Mayhew, the magnificent Megan Czuchra, and then I kind of pick up the tail end of this thing. We're going to be your hosts tonight, and we'll probably mute everybody until the program is over, and then we're going to come back with some questions and answers that you might have around the upcoming programs. Okay, so what we want to do tonight is we want to add value to you in a lot of different ways and give you some tools that you can walk away tonight with and give you some thought-provoking ideas as to how you're going to move forward, and then introduce you to the Optimal Health and Lifestyle Summit, which we're holding May 21st and May 22nd virtually, just like we're doing right now. It's going to be live virtually on Zoom. And the reason that we've chosen, May 21st and 22nd, which we'll continue to reiterate, is that we wanted to do it before the Memorial Day weekend and before summer's really got started, because we want to provide you with the tools that you can use immediately as you're going into the summer and ending up the year, to where you're making the year the best year that you've had in a long time. And there's tremendous opportunities out there for people that approach the rest of this year with that kind of attitude. But before we get rolling, I've got some questions for you. And this hopefully everybody's got worksheets with them, and not worksheets, but rather something to write with, pen and paper, so that you can actually, if I ask you some questions, you actually take some time while we're going through this, at least to jot them down and then to work through them now or later. But some of the questions that I want to ask you are, what does optimal health even mean to you? My big hot button in recent years, probably over the last 10 years, has been the realization that we use words that we don't really take any time to go through and identify what they really mean. So optimal health, what does that mean to you? How is that different from peak performance? Because there's definitely a difference. And I'm going to be, going into great detail about that difference on May 21st and 22nd. And so another question is, what does living a no limits life look like to you? No limits, what is that? How is that represented in your life as you're, looking to design a life that you really love? And so, I found in my life that it was really, really important for me. And I know that people that are successful in any endeavor have guides. And that was something that I really had the fortune of being able to find guides and coaches that could take me to another level. And, you have to make that investment in yourself in order to be able to go to another level, because where we are today is due to the knowledge that we've acquired and the actions we've taken up to this point. So I realized that I needed to have a guide in order to be able to really achieve the kind of lifestyle and live the life that I really wanted. Now, not only are they your hosts, but we're also going to be your guides. We're going to be your guides, Andy, Megan, and myself, throughout the Optimal Health and Lifestyle Summit program, but not only during that 2 days, but also beyond, because we've got some really great things that we're going to be doing post-event, which we'll be talking about later on. But our goal is to be able to provide you with the key, the golden key that's going to unlock the secrets to your success. It's kind of like getting the golden ticket at Willy Wonka's factory. We're gonna give you all the ideas that you're going to need to use. If you implement them, you're going to be successful. So we're going to help you unlock those keys to your success moving forward. One of those is understanding what your priorities are. Now, I kind of take this down to even more, and I say, what's your priority in life? What's your purpose in life? But most people, again, they're not taking enough time going into classroom of silence, taking time away from their day to really document and identify what their priorities really are in their life. And we're going to spend a lot of time going into that, and to where you're going to walk away with a whole new outlook on your path forward in the years to come. Tell me, is this the way most people live their lives? They're so busy being busy. If I hear another person tell me how busy they are 24/7, because you can't get something, focus on one thing and be doing something else at the same time. So, but this is the way our world goes about their life now, is through chaos and this whole idea of being busy, being busy. There's a wonderful saying that says, thinking without taking action is pointless. Like taking action without thinking is disastrous. And we're going to work on your thinking as we go through these on the 21st and 22nd, because we're going to really get into that idea and the concept of how do we enhance our thinking abilities. So you want to live a happy, healthy life, right? Well, everybody says they do. But again, what do these words mean to you? And what's going to have to take place for us to be able to achieve that happy, healthy life? Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to increase your level of awareness. What do I mean by that? Well, awareness is the cornerstone of your emotional intelligence. And now you might hear it called EQ, emotional intelligence, or emotional quotient. This is the thing that separates the successful from the non-successful. It's not how smart you are, and it's not what type of personality style you are. The key to your ability to be able to achieve what you want is your emotional intelligence, and being aware of your emotions is really, really important. And we're going to do a deep dive into that, and to where you're going to really walk away with an even better understanding of this entire concept. It's huge. So another question is, how intentional are you with your actions to design your life? So I looked at this, and for the first time it hit me, action or action. Act I on, right? Act I on. What am I acting on? And am I doing it intentionally? Act I on. Now, if you don't do anything, you're also acting. You're taking action if you don't do anything to improve yourself and to design the life that you want. So most people don't design their life. They accept their life, right? They're willing to settle for survival as opposed to thriving. And that's the vast majority of people. But that's not you, because you're here tonight. And so on May 21st and 22nd, we're going to really move deeply into the whole idea of human behavior and what it's going to take. And we're going to touch in the areas of exploring the barriers that you have, that I've identified, and how you're going to uncover those limiting beliefs that perhaps you've created, which we've all created. So it's not a perhaps, it's a for sure. And then also, how are we going to create those breakthroughs that are going to allow us to be able to maximize our potential and to be able to live optimal health and the lifestyle that we want? We're going to help you develop strategies for action and success. Again, let's look at these words. Develop, okay? Strategy, action, success. These are all action words, aren't they? These are all moving elements. So develop means we're going to take the time. Strategies, we're going to build a plan. Action, we know that we're going to act on those strategies and the plan. And then as a consequence, we're going to succeed. But how intentional are you with your actions to design your life? Have you taken the time to break your life down and see where you want to improve? What areas have the greatest opportunities for your success? Now, this is one of my really important areas that I love to cover, and that's cause and effect. Most of our lives in society, culturally right now, we're seeing effects, and we're dealing with effects. Very few people are really looking at the life that they've created and asking themselves, what's the cause of how I got here? So if we've got a bad relationship, it didn't just happen overnight. if we don't have the health that we want, it didn't just happen overnight. There's a specific cause associated with this. We're going to spend a lot of time exploring cause and effect and the philosophy behind all of that. This is a statement some of you have heard me say many times, and that is that you are in life exactly where you want to be based on the choices and actions that we've taken up to this point. Oftentimes that gets us a little irritated, but it's true, isn't it? So we always have to look at that man or woman in the mirror. And what's happening? We're telling ourselves stories. That's how we get where we are. The stories are either good or they're bad, but we're telling ourselves stories. And we need to start spending some time thinking about what are those stories that we've been telling ourselves. So my final question to you as we move through this is, will you be one of the few who do and act and take the next step forward, right? Be part of the few who do. And just, you can write that down. I am part of the few who do, because we know that there's very few people that actually act on their dreams that they really want. They have every intention of doing it, but they don't intentionally create their health, the relationships. It's all just kind of letting the river of life take them down the road. So what I want to do right now is to turn this over to our other presenters, but I first want to say that Eleanor Roosevelt had a great quote: "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." And I kind of added to her wonderful quote by saying, "and are willing to act." Are willing to act. So let's hear from some of our other guides. And Andy, how about you? You want to come in here? I'll stop sharing my screen, and you can kind of come in here and
would love
dazzle
to,
us with brilliance.
All right, well, sounds
good.
Hope
everybody's been taking notes.
Well, one thing that everybody on the call tonight is going to hear tonight, and then also in the Optimal Health and Lifestyle Summit, is a lot of crossover between what Greg and Megan and myself talk about. It's because none of these things happen in a vacuum. They all need each other. They all thrive off each other, and you'll see common ground amongst that. What we're really talking about is mindfulness and focus. And again, breaking through those barriers that allow us to get to the life that we're looking for. So once, let's see, change this here. So I am a nutritionist and a health coach, and I love food. So there's a bit of a conundrum there, because food for many of us is a double-edged sword. It's a love-hate relationship. We love it because it provides us entertainment, satisfaction. It soothes our pains and eases our minds, but we hate it because when done incorrectly, it can be a burden. It can take too much energy away. It could be another thing to do, and sometimes can be very confusing. And the thing about diets they aren't built overnight, just like Rome. Rome wasn't built overnight, and neither is your health. And expecting one to turn their entire life upside down, adopt a whole new diet, and then bring their whole family along with them is not practical and is unfair. And so what my program is about is addressing first the basics that are necessary to build a healthy lifestyle, and then helping each person design their own diet and lifestyle that is going to be unique to them. Because once Rome is built, there are many roads to get there. And there may not be a silver bullet, but there are basics that are a necessity to start the process. So your diet doesn't have to be one. I do a questionnaire when I bring people into my program, and I ask them to give me the first word that comes to mind when I say a word. So kind of like a rapid fire thing. And one of those words I say is diet. And the number one answer to that is bad. People have a negative connotation with the word diet and have a pretty bad relationship with their food. But diet is everything that you give your body. So it's not only your food, but it's also what you expose yourself to. And the basics of health will get you the life you've been looking for. So what I'm going to share here are a lot of the bullet points we'll be going over in the summit. You will get some good information tonight, and we'll learn what we're going to go over in much greater depth. You need two types of nutrition. The first type of nutrition you need is healthy nutrients. And the other type of nutrition you need are healthy beliefs. They go hand in hand. I spent the first 5 years of my practice banging my head against the wall because people weren't following what I was telling them. The information I was giving them was going to work if they were going to do it, but they weren't doing it. Then I started studying the psychology around food and diets and habits, and that's where breakthroughs started coming in. So healthy nutrients provide raw materials to build a strong body. Healthy beliefs make your health a priority. Our belief system drives our choices all day, just like what Greg was talking about. You have to pick what your priorities are and you have to focus on them. If you are allowing your health to take a back seat, then that's where your health is going to be, in the back seat. You have to make it a priority and make it top of mind, and you will start to see change. Healthy nutrients remove roadblocks to your health. Your body doesn't need much to be healthy, but we get in the way. Our lifestyle of today gets in the way. Our environment gets in the way. Our minds get in the way. So if we spend more time identifying and removing the roadblocks and breaking through those barriers, we'll flourish because your body knows what to do. It is a health-making machine, and it will adapt to a new environment very quickly. Healthy beliefs tell you there is better health on the other side of challenge. So again, it's the lens you view the world through. If you are a half-empty type of glass type of person and you believe, oh, it's not worth it, I've done this before, it's not going to work, I'm not strong enough, I'm going to fail at it. You have to believe that your health is on the other side of challenge. That yes, it is going to be hard and it's going to be a struggle and I'm going to fall off, but you know what? I'm going to dust myself off, I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to keep walking down my path. Healthy nutrients also are satisfying and tasty. If I were to design a diet for you that you did not enjoy, did not provide satisfaction, or alienated you from the rest of your community, is it going to work? No, it's not going to work because you're not going to do it. So I think food should be absolutely amazing, and it should taste good, and it should be healthy. My daughter made an amazing dinner tonight with sauteed maitake mushrooms instead of meat. Her idea. She's 11 years old, just by the way. Healthy beliefs aren't running on an old software system. So you have to go into, like what Greg said, the classroom of silence, and ask yourself, what story am I running my life on? What am I telling myself? What is the old software that was built back when I was a child or going through my former lives that is no longer relevant today? And that we're going to talk about how to identify what your old software may be and then how to reprogram it. Nutrients, which are foods that create roadblocks to your health. We're going to dive into all of these, talk about what they're doing to your body, and then we're going to give you replacements for them. So all of these foods are going to zap your energy. They're going to create weight gain or at least weight loss resistance. They're going to create inflammation in your body. They're going to affect your sleep. And when all of those go unchecked, it leads to disease. Sugar, processed foods and packaged foods, fried foods, flour products, mostly baked goods, conventional meats. So I'm not the one to turn everybody into a vegan. However, you can be a vegan and do it in a healthy way if it's right for you. It might not be right for everybody, but it's not something I generally promote. But if you're going to eat meat, it better be clean. Highly processed fats, too much of a good thing. You know, anything in excess is not a good thing anymore. So it's good to be moderate with a lot of things, and even too much rigidity around your diet. I work with a lot of people who are burned out from being rigid on their diet. They just don't have fun with their food anymore. I've heard people tell me, oh, I only eat just so I can survive. And it's just a chore for me to cook because I don't enjoy it anymore. Well, oh God, that just breaks my heart because there's so much that's going out the window when your diet now turns into a job. Then there are the foods that create health. So these are the foods that we're going to replace the bad foods with. When I say create health, the majority of what they're doing is providing your body with the raw materials it needs and then getting out of the way. Produce. Walk into the produce section in your grocery store. Every grocery store in America, the first place you're going to get to, unless you're in one of those big giant box stores, is the produce section. And that's the place where you should start your shopping at. That's where all of the vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients and fiber and energy is stored in those plants that come from the soil. So you want to eat an array of plants and an array of colors. Clean animal products. When I say clean, I mean animals that were raised in an environment as close as possible to what they would be in naturally. Now, that's not practical for all of us to eat wild game, but we can eat at least organic or pasture raised. We can always shoot for wild fish and wild seafood. And I'm going to break down the entire reason why that is so important and why you should be spending a little extra money on it. Beans and legumes, great sources of protein and fiber and complex carbohydrates. Nuts and seeds, great sources of fat and complex carbohydrates and fiber and protein. And organic whole grains in moderate quantities. There has been a push over the last 20 years to, almost get rid of all the carbohydrate out of people's diets. And again, I think that was too much of a good thing. Healthy fats. Healthy fats is part of a healthy diet. And I'm going to teach you what a healthy fat is, how to use them, how to source them, how to store them, and how to cook with them. There's activities that take away from your health as well. Eating late at night, watching TV or screen time before you go into bed, drinking alcohol in excess or after 7 p.m., allowing self-doubt to occupy your mind. Look at the picture to the left there. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Self-doubt is a big one. I think we all deal with that at one point in our life, if not currently. And it's a part of the psychology that we'll be going into to help you succeed. Isolating yourself from friends and friendly family. Just because they're family doesn't mean they'll be friendly. So you want to hang out with those folks. But we've all had enough isolation for the past 12, 14 months now. It's time to start getting back with friends and family. Sitting down for extended periods of time, excess social media, and staying in your comfort zone. Not will change will never come. But there are activities that create good health. Drinking water, cherishing your sleep, putting a nice protective veil around that nighttime self for yourself, planning your day, moving your body all the time, meditation, journaling your thoughts and ideas. That's where creativity happens. That's where you break down barriers. We're going to be going into all these bullet points deeper. Going outside, making plans for your future. If you don't have future plans, where are you headed? When you get up in the morning, where are you walking towards? Make plans for your future and spending time with friends. The bottom line here, folks, is health needs focus. And the Optimal Health and Lifestyle Summit will teach you what to focus on and how to make the habits that will transform your life. Back to you, Greg.
All right. Awesome. it's vitally important that when we're looking at guides, we're looking at people that have um, actually accomplished and are in the arena. In today's world, in the coaching environment, there's a lot of people who don't have the credentials, don't know really how to be able to create success, whether it be in the fitness area, health, wellness, relationships. And there's and that's one of the reasons why I've connected and why Andy and Megan and I are doing this together, is because collectively we've trained thousands of people and coached thousands of people on how to be able to be successful in whatever area of life that they want to. The caveat is, are they willing to act eye on? Are they willing to take the action to actually make it come to fruition? And so, you've got three people here that are, they're in the arena, and we're doing it on a daily basis. So you always got to be careful who you're taking advice from. And that's why I feel very confident working with Megan and Andy in this, on this project, and have them as my coach besides. So again, they're two of my five coaches that I have. So I want to thank them right now. So Megan, how about you? You want to come on board and dazzle us with your energy?
Oh man, it'd be my pleasure. First, just want to say thank you all for coming today. It means a lot to all of us, and it's always fun when we get to share something new with new people. So, thank you. So, welcome to the Happy Health Hour, or the Health Happy Hour, however you like to phrase it, whatever feels better for you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Megan. You obviously know me by now. But I am the founder of World of Wellness, and I'm an exercise physiologist. Now, that's a little bit different than a personal trainer, because I'm trained to work with people and prescribe health and fitness programs for special populations. So that might be people in gestation, or geriatrics, or disease management, or weight management. So it's a little bit more in depth than just what you learn as a personal trainer. So today I'm going to help you start the process of uncovering the barriers preventing you from transforming into the best version of you. So if you don't have your camera on, turn it on, or grab your phone, or if you got a mirror nearby, I want you to look at it. Put it on selfie mode. I want you to look at yourself right now. You guys could take a selfie together. That'd be fun. So I want you to start to, well, first, welcome to your body, but I want you to start looking at yourself and really look at your eyes, look at your nose, look at your mouth, look at your cheekbones, look at your eyebrows, look at your forehead, maybe just the outline of your face, your neck, your shoulders. And as we go through this presentation, just know that this is your body. This is what you have. This is our vehicle as we go through life. And this is what we have to take care of until we don't have it anymore. So before we get started, I have a few questions for you. We're done with selfie mode, Ian. What brought you to a health and fitness journey in the first place? And you can jot these down if anything kind of just sparks your head, or grab it, write it down. And as you think of what brought you here, my next question is, why is it important to you? And what do you hope to achieve from your health and wellness journey, from your health and fitness journey? It could be these little examples like having activities, or starting a family, or grandkids, or having experiences, traveling, or it may just be general health purposes. Maybe you have a family history and you want to negate those things that have happened. So movement gives us freedom to accomplish all of these things, and movement is pivotal, and we'll get into detail with that. But we have not only physical benefits of strength, of endurance, gaining confidence, which can affect us on a physiological level, mobility, and flexibility. Now, if we take those 5 things right there, these strength, endurance, confidence, mobility, and flexibility, how can all of these translate into our normal life as well? So think about all those activities that you want to accomplish. If we don't have that strength, endurance, confidence, or mobility, or flexibility, these are all going to be a lot harder. And just think about, for a quick example, how empowering it is when we're able to lift our baggage into an airplane and put it there, or we're able to walk downstairs without holding on to a railing. These things all give us freedom, but they also require strength, endurance, flexibility, mobility, and the confidence to accomplish it without getting hurt. So movement is a direct correlation with our quality of life, and we'll get into more detail with that too. So movement also gives us clarity. So now we're getting into the mental and emotional components of it here, but movement can be just like a meditation. And some people prefer movement as their form of meditation. And I've specifically encountered this in my own life where movement is a reflection of what's going on internally. And I'll give you the example of what happened today. Today I was out playing trees and trying to do a backflip on a tree essentially. And I wanted to do it. And then I started doing it. I'm like, no, I'm scared. And then I'm like, wait a second. How is this that I'm doing right now translating into my life? And I can't even tell you how many times trying to do push-ups or pull-ups where I thought that I couldn't do it. And I know that was a barrier that I was putting in myself, and I use it as a mirror from what was going on in my life. So it's a really great form to give us clarity in form of meditation. And then it also helps us make healthier choices. Have you guys ever started working out and where your body just intuitively wanted to eat healthier, where you like, hey, I just had a great workout. The last thing I want to go do is eat a Big Mac. Like that's, our body knows what's good for us and our body wants us to feel good, and movement helps us do that. So if our bodies are healthy and happy, we are healthy and happy. It's a direct correlation. So we're made to move. We are made to run, jump, hike, play, experience life, but we're typically sedentary. And when we're sedentary and we don't move, we have a lack of happy hormones. So exercise gives us things like epinephrine, good levels of adrenaline, norepinephrine, and these things are all hormones that our body uses to function. And when we don't have these hormones, our body goes, wait a second, I'm not getting the hormones that I need. Where's the sugar? Where's the TV? It wants these hormones. So then we go seek it in easy ways. But when we actually get these through movement, this is when that happens. And then when we also have these hormones getting released, if we don't have them getting released, then our body thinks something's wrong. And that's when it starts attacking itself. And that's when we start to see autoimmune disorders. Getting so excited, guys. So lack of movement is also associated with anxiety, depression, high perceived levels of stress, and that's where clarity comes to play. And also, like I said, perceived level of stress. Our body wants a stress hormone, so it'll find stress in other ways. And there can be good stress hormones. But the cool thing is, exercise can help reduce our anxiety, help reduce depression. It can help reduce stress. It can also slow down the aging process, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me. And then it can also help improve attention deficit disorders and also improve our memory. So I have another question for you guys. Are any of these important to you? Is anything that I said over the last 5 minutes or so important to you? Or the way that you feel, anxiety, attention, any of these things, are any of these important to you? Absolutely. Why are these things important to you? And you guys have all heard the saying, if there's a will, there's a way. But it really comes down to, if there's a why, there's a way. If we have the why, if we have the emotional pull to get us where we want to go, we'll be able to do anything that's uncomfortable to transform into the life that we've always wanted. Our health is all we have. So if we don't have our health, what is there? Think about you looking at yourself in that selfie. If you don't have that, what else is there? Health is also not just fitness. And this is also why my business is called World of Wellness, not Exercise with Megan. There's so many more components. Movement is one of them, but we also have the mindset. We have recovery, our sleep, like Andy was saying, how we stretch, how we take care of our body, and also the food that we're putting in it. So we really have to look at health as a whole, not just piece by piece. Because if one piece is missing, all of these other ones get out of whack as well. So a couple more questions for you. Why are you here today specifically? What in your life has become so unbearable that you are willing to come here and show up and learn something new today? Why is a healthy lifestyle important to you? What are you willing to do in order to break free from the limitations that you've set up in front of you? How will your life change if you put that effort in? How will your relationships look? What are the activities you'll be able to do? And how will you feel? And how is your relationship with yourself going to change? Now, how will your life change if you don't put in the effort? How will your life change if you don't do, or if you can't have these? How will those relationships work? How will those activities look? And how will you feel about yourself as well? What kind of life do you want to live? So, close your eyes again and actually just take a couple deep breaths and maybe even put your hand on your stomach and just feel who you are. Think about your eyes and your nose that we looked at. Now, I want you to imagine your best life possible. How are you feeling? What do you look like? Who are you with? What are you doing? Where are you at? And more importantly, how do you feel? Now, as you imagine your best life possible, know that anything is possible. So you can open your eyes again. I've been through this process, and I'm still through the process. Greg's been through it. He's gone through the process. Andy's been through it. And we want to help you get through it and transform into the healthiest, happiest, most best version of you. That makes sense. So we want to help you find the freedom and clarity in your mind, in your body, and your soul. And we want to help you create this holistic lifestyle of health with the mindset, with the food, with the movement, with our bodies. And we want to help you create harmony in these areas so that you can live your best life possible. We want to help you discover and uncover your barriers and your limiting beliefs so that you can live in harmony and live your best life possible. Because like I said, friends, anything is possible. And we want to help you break through to optimal health. We want to help you break through to optimal freedom and break through to the life of your dreams. This is why we're here. So this is where the Optimal Health and Lifestyle Summit comes together. And as Greg said, it's May 21st and 22nd of 2021. I did not put the year in today. And then you guys are all very special to us. So we wanted to offer you all an exclusive early bird special before we open it up to the public. And so you guys are all special. That's why we're here. When we do open it to the public, the enrollment will start on May 5th, and we'll be offering it for $247. And then we're doing the early bird on April 29th. And then for you guys, special friends and family, we knocked $100 off because we care about you that much. And so that'll be going through till the 28th. And you can go to the inspiredlifeacademy.com and use the coupon code FRIENDS. And we can also open it up for questions at this point as well.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks.
All right, I just sent the link to that. Awesome job, everybody. And I hope that we got some good takeaways. How about, one of the things that I wanted to elaborate a little bit on was the 21st is a Friday. What we're going to do on the 21st is we're going to have a panel discussion from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So we'll have a discussion as well as Q&A for 2 hours on Friday evening from 6 to 8. Then on Saturday, which is the 22nd, we will be kicking off at 9 o'clock, going until 5 o'clock, and with a variety of different programs, topics, and subjects that we'll be covering in great detail. Essentially taking what you learned tonight and going even deeper into it as it relates to mindset, nutrition, overall holistic health. Holistic health means all areas of our lives. When you go to the Inspired Life Academy, there's a video there that we'd like you to watch, and then that'll give you the opportunity to actually enroll in it.
On Friday's session is a discussion between Greg and Megan and myself about the common barriers that we all see in our practice, and how we've helped people overcome them and how we've overcome them ourselves. I think, you're going to get the nitty gritty when it comes to nutrition and performance and fitness on Saturday, but understanding what the pitfalls may be throughout this process and hearing from people that have gone through it and coached other people through it is going to be very valuable. You can just be a fly on the wall and just listen to the conversation, but I'm actually really excited about that night, about that Friday night kickoff, because when you get like-minded people in the room that have different viewpoints and different talents, and they're just riffing on each other, all kind of stuff comes out, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I never thought about that before. Oh yeah, what about this? And so that's going to be a really exciting time, and because and it's not as scheduled as Saturday is, so it's kind of like a buried treasure. You don't know what's going to come out of it.
Let's have some fun getting better, right? And do it as a team where we have fun. So a lot of the things that we're going to do after the event is over is we're going to have, for those people that participate in the summit, we're going to have monthly get-togethers on Zoom where it's going to be a mini masterclass to talk about new information, any challenges and opportunities that you've come across, but challenges to help you continue to overcome them. So we're not going to leave you after the 22nd. We're going to be with you as long as you want us to in order to be able to help you along the way. Seminars are going to be recorded, and for those people that participate in the summit are going to have access to those day and a half recordings of all the information. We'll have worksheets that will be posted on the online platform for you to be able to download and use during the event, and just a lot of really cool tools to be able to help you along the way. That we'll be announcing more things between now and May 21st.
Yeah. So I bring the diet and lifestyle to you, and I show you how to do it for yourself, and make something that's going to work, within your lifestyle, your distinct tastes, and even your ability in the kitchen and all that. So yeah, build a healthy diet without kale, no problem. Well, that's the other thing too, is just knowing what to do with with these different food products. And so I experiment all the time in my house, trying to figure out how to take something that is good on paper but bad in your health, and saying, how can we make this healthier but still taste really good? And that's where you get in the kitchen, you get creative, and you turn what used to sound like a job to you into something that now is an expression of your creativity.
What we're looking to do here is we want to create a community of healthy people and who understand their own human behavior and why they're doing what they're doing. But our intent is We want to build a strong community of people that want to transform their lives into something significant and make an impact on this world in a healthy, positive way. We want to create, we're not after massive numbers. We want a strong, healthy nucleus of people that really want to go out and be an example of what optimal health really is like. And so, again, we're going to be offering ongoing support and programs that we haven't even thought of yet. You know, what are the current scientific data behind mindset, human behavior, around nutrition, around wellness and fitness, right? The human body. And so, you know, the three of us oftentimes get on a call and we're just, you know, riffing back and forth and getting excited about, you know, just getting better. So, you know, we want to have you in the community to be able to be along with us when we're having fun. So we'll start it digitally and then we'll move it to physically when we can actually do that.
I think that when it's doing things like that, you need to find things that are sustainable, because if they're sustainable and you like it, they're going to be fun. So then it's not going to be like a magic thing. It's going to be something that you want to do because it's just incorporated into your lifestyle because you have the why. So then you find something that you can sustain, like Greg's coaching program, or a diet that works for you, or a fitness program that works for you that you know you can sustain for a long period of time where you're not going to hurt yourself, or you're not going to gain or lose weight just by what you're doing, or you're not going to just fall off the wagon because you stop thinking some way. You have to find something that's sustainable that just becomes part of who you are. And that way it's that's who you are. Because if we're looking at things that we want to accomplish in life, we have to align with that person. We can't just go, I want that pill, I want to be that person. We have to become that person in order to create what we want in our life.
Having the information is one thing, but you know, okay, let's say, for instance, your sister and brother-in-law, they have all this information that they paid for now. What are they going to do with it? Okay, this is the diet you should have. This is how much sleep you should have. This is how much exercise you should do. That's a tall order. That's a really tall order. So yes, it is extremely important to know what to do, but what's more important is what you will do.
Well, and I was going to say those kind of things work because they go do this kind of thing for this amount of time, but then your body doesn't work like that also. It might for nutrition, but like if we're looking at exercise in a sense, it's like, okay, do this body sculpting workout. But if you do that exact type workout for the rest of your life, you're going to get an overuse injury. And from doing the same thing over and over, your body's going to be like, oh, I've done this. I know how to do this. I can lift that weight. So then it stops making adaptations. So yes, those things work. Yes, they're good for a certain amount of time, but then you have to keep switching what you're doing in order to continuously make adaptations because that's how your physiology works.
Part of this is we have to embrace a process. And absolutely, as we go through our cycles of life, we're you know, physically we change. The key is, you know, I love the quote that says, you know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And it's the same thing. Best time to start an exercise or a wellness program was 20, 30 years ago. Second best time is now, to make the rest of our life the best of our life. And I believe that whatever that is, we can all continue to get better until, you know, the end, in some way, shape, or form, whether we get better in our mind, understanding ourselves, you know, being able to maybe just stand up out of a chair, you know, at you know, 85 or 90, that could be somebody's, you know, great adventure. What do you want? And again, this is where we're going to address limiting beliefs, and we're going to talk about strategies on how to not only overcome those limiting beliefs, but also the root of those limiting beliefs and what's possible to move forward no matter what age we are.
And to piggyback off you, Greg, with that is like the three of us have come together because we've experienced and worked with people in every age group. So having the experience of working with somebody who's 80, who's 40, who's 50, who's 20, who's 12, and to be able to use all of that knowledge that we've gained from teaching other people to bring it to you to fit you where you are, because nutrition, like Andy's saying, is not nobody's the same. Not everybody's the same when they move, and not everybody's the same with their limiting beliefs. So this is just a process to get that ball rolling, and for us to figure out, and for you to figure out what it is for you specifically.
Just go to the Inspired Life Academy, the Inspired Life Academy. You'll see there's a little video there for you to watch. And then also just click on the Optimal Health and Lifestyle Summit program that's down there. And we'll be chatting more. If anybody's got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to, give us a call. And all right. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody for another wonderful time. I know that Friday nights, you're all ready to got your party garb on and ready to rock and roll. So we're looking forward to spending time with you on the 21st and 22nd, but theinspiredlifeacademy.com.